You've heard this thing probably 100 times while sitting in queue, staring at a loading bar, frozen at 99%. It's heroic, it's stirring, it makes you want to jump straight into battle, but you've been lied to. What you know, that's not the real version. The full masterpiece has a climax that 90% of players have never heard because the loading screen ends too soon. And here is the part that sounds impossible. That massive wall of sound, it was built entirely from 16 ancient Chinese instruments that most people have never even seen. Welcome back! Today, we aren't just listening to the full version, we're deconstructing exactly how they built this sonic battlefield. Let's start with the weapons. Every war starts the same way, with a heartbeat. In Western orchestras, percussion keeps time. It's the metronome, the backbone. But here, it is the war. This is the gu, the Chinese war drum. It doesn't count beats. It mimics the footsteps of 10,000 soldiers marching in formation. But the drum alone, that's just a pulse. To create chaos, you need metal. This is the cha. This is now. And here is bo. These aren't the polite symbols you hear in a symphony. These are weapons, jagged, piercing. When they clash, it sounds like swords meeting shields, like armor being torn apart. This isn't music. This is the sound of war beginning. Now, the strings enter. If you've ever played a guitar, you know the sound. Warm, sustained. You strum a chord and it rings out. Chinese plucked instruments, they don't ring, they strike. This is the pipa. They call it the king of plucked instruments, but I have a different name for it, a musical Gatling gun. That technique you're hearing? It's called 轮指. Wheel fingers. The player rolls their fingers so fast, it creates a continuous stream of notes that sounds like a rain of arrows. Layered on top, you have the yangqian, struck with bamboo hammers, bright and percussive, like shattered glass catching light. The guzheng adds that signature glide, those sweeping runs that sound like water cascading over stone. And holding it all together? The 中阮, the closest thing to a guitar in this arsenal. Mellow, round. It's the anchor in the storm. Together, these instruments don't play a melody, they execute an ambush. The battle rages, but every war has witnesses. This is where the bold strings speak. You already know the sound, even if you don't know its name. The erhu, 2 strings, a python skin drum. It sounds like someone crying in the distance. People say it's close to the human voice. I think it's closer to a human memory, the kind you can't quite forget. Now layer in the mooring coup, the horse-head fiddle. It brings the vastness of the steppes, open sky, endless horizon, a loneliness so big it becomes beautiful. The jinghu cuts through, sharp, high-pitched, like a nerve exposed to air, and anchoring everything. And also, 隔湖, China's answer to the cello, deep, grounded, the voice of the earth itself. Western strings are trained to be perfect. These strings are trained to be human. And now, the breath. It begins with whispers. And 熏, An ancient clay vessel that sounds like wind blowing through the ruins of a forgotten city. Xiao, vertical, solitary, the sound of someone playing alone on a mountain at night. The 笛子, quick, nimble, like a bird darting between trees. There is one instrument in the Chinese arsenal so loud, so piercing, that armies used it to communicate across miles of battlefield. The suona. It's been called the hooligan of Chinese instruments. It doesn't ask for permission. It doesn't blend in. In China, they say the suona waits for the two loudest moments of your life. When you worship the heavens at your wedding, and when they carry you to the grave. It is the sound of pure joy and crushing grief. And in this track, it answers to no one. The weapon is drawn.
In the West, we know this game as Wei Wind Spades, but in Chinese, its name is Yan Yun 16 声. It literally translates to the 16th sound of Yan Yun. And you've been seeing the instruments. Now, listening to the 16 sounds. Enjoy!